I'm going to build a beacon larger than anyone has ever done. This is by far the biggest and most insane project I've ever done, taking hours of planning, scouting, and dedication. Make sure to stick around for the whole video. It took me over 100 hours to make, and I promise you'll enjoy it. This project is going to require a lot of planning, so let's begin with the first step, planning the beacon. The current world record is held by Shulkercraft. They built a beacon in their survival series that has a base of 384 by 384 blocks, consisting of exactly 148,225 blocks of emeralds. That is not going to be an easy record to beat. Well guys, here we are. I have literally no clue how to begin this project. I suppose we should do some research. I spent a few minutes looking up how to get large amounts of emeralds when I landed on a stacking raid farm by Cow King. Apparently, it can make about 60,000 emeralds in 1.18 Minecraft. Guys, this farm looks really good. The only issue is to build it. I need a huge list of items, so the first item on the list is glass. The nice thing is that I have a villager trading hall with lots of villagers that sell glass for really cheap. Next up, I need some hoppers, approximately 344 of them. Each hopper uses 5 pieces of iron, so that means I need 1,720 iron ingots. Iron will be really easy to get because I have an iron farm made by Nembong that produces 9,000 iron per hour. With just a few minutes of work, everyone, we now have all the hoppers. The rest of the farm's materials are going to be pretty easy to collect. Here is everything needed to build the farm. The next step is, well, to build the farm. I did some research and arrived at a problem. Look at the amount of redstone in this machine. There is just no way I can build this without a tutorial. And to make matters worse, there literally isn't a single tutorial on the internet for this farm. That didn't set me back, however. I quickly found that by using a mod called Lightmatica, I could easily build the farm. Lightmatica works almost like a Lego set. If you've ever built a Lego set, you'll know that you build it layer by layer with the instructions telling you exactly where to place the Legos. And that's pretty much how Lightmatica works. You build it layer by layer following the instructions. This is literally the exact thing I needed. Here we are, guys. I just lined up the hologram of the farm to the correct location, and all I need to do from here is to build it. By using Lightmatica, the farm took about 5 hours to create. However, I did run into some issues. Okay, apparently there are some blocks that are placed incorrectly somewhere in the storage system. I need to find a way to fix them. Now, if I break this block, hopefully nothing goes wrong. All right, good. Now what about this one? No, what did I do? After clearly having a lot of fun building the farm, I had placed all of the blocks and had to do one more thing to get it working. I needed to collect 4 villagers and to put them into pods, as well as to find evokers, name tag them, and then put them into their correct locations. Well, I'm not too worried about the villagers. As long as we can get them into boats and then move them to the ocean, the rest should be pretty easy. I have 4 villagers here. All we need to do is to get them into the correct locations. I'm going to build a water tower that will lift the villagers upwards. Here goes the first one. Please don't die. Oh gosh, get in. All right, great. Only 3 more to go. Here you go. 2 more. 1 more. Oh, shoot. What did I do? No. My villager died. After getting another villager and making sure everything was correct, I only needed to get the evokers. So guys, my plan is to fly to this pillager outpost and get a level 5 bad omen effect. Here we are. Now that I have the effect, I need to find the village to start a raid. I'm pretty sure the same village as before will work. Yes, we got the first wave spawning in. Perfect. Do you guys see that over there? That's an evoker. We need to get him into a boat. Ayo, buddy, get in. I have candy.
Hey, yo, what the?
Alright, good. Make sure that we have our chest plate on and let's move to the water. My goodness, these Vexes hurt. After I had gotten the evoker to an island, I created a huge railway. Okay, now let's just move this guy onto the rail and we should be all good. Just to make one thing clear, I was not good. I found out the hard way that when there are a lot of Vexes, things can go downhill very quickly. Oh my gosh, my heart is racing. That could have been the end of our world. After learning my lesson, I decided to be very cautious. Yes, that's the first one. Let me go ahead and get the next 3 in. After just a few hours of moving evokers and fighting raids, I was almost ready to test the farm. We just need some shulker boxes to put into this system. If I'm not deceived, yes, we have a ton of shulker shells. This will definitely make enough boxes. It didn't. And now I think for real, it's time to test our farm. I have less than 100 levels and it's 8 p.m. on Friday night. I'm gonna watch this farm run, and if it goes well, then I'm gonna let it go overnight. Let's just hope that nothing goes wrong. Fortunately, everything went well, or so I thought. Well, it appears that from just that one night, I made over 400,000 emeralds. The issue is that I'm almost out of shulker boxes. I'm going to stock this machine with so many shulker boxes that there is no way I can run out. I ran out. It's now the next day, and what do you know? I have about 700 shulkers of emeralds. I also ran out of boxes again. Let me just make sure that we will definitely have enough. Yes, we did this time. Perfect, everyone. After another day of waiting, I now have all the emeralds I'll need. I collected just over 1,300 shulker boxes full of emeralds. It took just over 40 hours of AFKing to collect. But once we finish this beacon, it will be 100% worth it. I have been dreading this part. I gotta craft over 2.2 million emeralds into blocks. What better way than to start? This time lapse you're watching took me over 4.5 hours. That's how long it took me to craft all of these blocks. I figured out a fast method of crafting where I would throw a bunch of emeralds onto the ground and then craft them all up at once. Once I was finished, I was left with nearly 3 double chests full of shulker boxes full of blocks of emeralds, or just over 250,000 blocks. Now that I had just over 250,000 emeralds, it was time for the hardest part, to actually build it. But this wasn't as simple as just starting. This beacon is gonna be a big boy, and it's gonna need the perfect location. Guys, I did some planning. I think it would be cool to make the beacon 501 by 501 blocks wide on the lowest layer. I think the ocean will be the perfect place to build this because of how open it is. This area actually looks perfect. It's completely open, which means I shouldn't have to remove any land. Well, here comes the fun part. We just gotta begin. As I had previously mentioned, the base of the beacon was 501 by 501. This means that just for the lowest layer, I have to use 2,002 blocks of emeralds. It's official! The first layer is done. Now before I move on, I want to run back to my iron farm and get tons of iron blocks. I'll tell you why in just a moment. Now, I need about 32 nether stars. I may or may not have fought 11 withers at once 3 times in a row. Okay, now I need to turn all of these into beacons, just like that. Back to the build, the reason I need all these beacons is that by placing them around the edge, I can power them with the speed effect. This means that when I'm walking backwards placing the blocks, I will be moving much quicker. I think the only thing to do from here is to begin work on the first side. Here we are, after about 4 hours of placing blocks. That is actually unbelievable. Can you believe that that is only 10% of the entire build? It's day 2, everyone. I plan to finish this whole side by the end of the day. Building the beacon was pretty repetitive, but the worst part about it was that I was constantly being attacked by phantoms. Oh my gosh, it's another round of phantoms. However, after another 3 hours of work, I was on the last couple of rows. Oh my goodness, everyone. I'm nearly done. I feel like my finger is gonna die. Yes, I can go to bed now. Day 3, I began very eagerly. The first couple of rows were the exact same, and after much work and time, I was finally at the point of 100,000 blocks placed. Remember, the previous record by Shulkercraft is 148,225 blocks. We're not even halfway finished, and we're about to beat that. I'll admit, I'm beginning to get a bit tired of this build, and I was thinking about something. Look at this. The beacon starts at sea level, or y equals 63. If we fly to the top, you can see that it ends at y equals 313. The new build limit in 1.18 is 320. So what if I just add a couple extra layers so that it ends at max build height? This way, if I ever decide to make the beacon larger, the only possible way to do it is to make it go into the ground. I added a couple more layers onto each side, and by the end of day 4, I had the first 2 sides finished, spanning 515 by 515 blocks in each direction. What I didn't realize is that by expanding the beacon, I created a huge problem for later on. It's day 5 of building the beacon, guys. I think I'm gonna just listen to my audiobook and grind out a bunch of layers. I ended up placing a total of 200,000 blocks by the end of the 3rd side. But now the issue from before was really arising. Guys, look at my day count. We're getting kinda close to 6,500 days, and I plan on making a video to celebrate it. The issue is I need to put this beacon in the video, and if I don't finish, I can't. To make matters worse, because I expanded the beacon base before, I no longer will have enough emerald blocks to finish. This means I need to spend a couple of hours at the raid farm to get the required materials. Okay, it's been a few hours. I definitely have enough emeralds to finish, but I won't bother crafting them until I run out of the ones I already have. So let's get back to the building. The 4th side of the beacon took the longest, but it was also the most satisfying. I couldn't help but look at the work periodically. The insane thing was now that I was on day 6,499 and I had run out of emeralds. If I wanted to finish the beacon in time, it would be a close call. I am really stressing out. I just need to craft these blocks, but it's taking a long time because I'm literally shaking. This needs to get done in the next 20 minutes. Okay, calm down and just place the blocks. There it is. The sun is rising. We have just until the end of the day to finish. And guys, this is it. The final row. The sun has still a few minutes. The last block, it's done. Yeah. Well, after 100 hours of work, I had set the new world record for the largest beacon with exactly 265,299 blocks of emeralds in it. I did it all in hardcore, which made things even more insane. But all in all, I'm proud that with lots of hard work and determination, the largest ever beacon was set.